it's MJ. How are you? So, today is a little bit of a vulnerable share. I've been sitting with a lot of heartache energy, and it's been coming up for quite a while. It's been a pretty transformative couple of years. And today's share is really about like loving the pain and ultimately what is love's discipline and how that connects to what you could call a kind of spiritual foundation practice. So things like meditation, things like just prayer and, shining light from within yourself. Knowing that you're here not just for yourself, but you're here for, the whole planet, for yourself, for the story of humanity on planet Earth. And what stories are we telling ourselves? So for me, I'm telling a story of an eternal love. And that means that every encounter and every experience is ultimately held in this eternal love. It's very divine and exquisite and beautiful. Words sort of fail to express the experience of the divine spark within us, that aspect of divinity that is an undeniable knowing that you're connected to everything and everyone. The entire cosmos is contained in that spark of your aliveness, your soul essence. And so how we're expressing that and knowing on some level that we've chosen the path that we're on, regardless of the intensity and the suffering and the delusion of it. Coming into recognition of the delusion of it all is part of expanding the heart field to contain the totality and unconditional love. And as I express these words, I'm very aware of a release feeling in my heart that part of the channeled expression in social media and new media and broadcasting messages has to do with really broadcasting an intention of love and having faith in our ability to create an abundant and loving life through total unconditional love of all that is. And when we choose that love will literally move through us and heal the aspects of self that have been denying love or have been in a perception of limitation. So through that kind of limited window of the mind, that perception of limitation will distort our energetic frequency and output. Distort in a way that essentially just doesn't feel good. It feels more contracted. You could even say, with regard to my own heartache, that is a pattern of suffering for however many lifetimes of separation or a belief of limitation in the experience of loving connection. So healing that heart space and opening up into a grounded and honest desire through the imagination of true loving connection and in alignment. That was really coming through earlier this morning. In alignment. So the whole thread sort of clicks itself together in alignment. And knowing it from within self is part of being able to withdraw when we're having reactions to things, and certainly reactions regarding other people that triggers a pain in the heart, a sting in the heart. Knowing that it's not ultimately their fault, but a clearing happening from within. Because when we listen to the thoughts aligned with the reaction, it's usually something to do with an underlying assumption and belief that we can't have the love that we seek. We've lost the love that we seek. We've made a mistake, and so we brew and have regret. And if we stay in that level, then it perpetuates that. when we can expand, hold space, let the emotional body clear, let the heart field clear itself out, expand and just hold space for the feeling. So this is love's discipline. Hold space for the feeling and then let it move through until you have in your mind access to a greater download of awareness with regard to what you're desiring. Because every encounter is an assignment, every relationship is an assignment for us to keep coming back and choosing love. And that's really love's discipline, and that's why having a spiritual foundation practice can be so important. And I talk about it in the Fearless Life Guide, but unplugging from the mainstream media, having a meditation practice, even creating a meditation station, things like vision boards, they're really helpful along the way to get us into this idea of we manifest our reality, and we really, really do. Letting go is such a huge part of feeling into this aspect of creation. And ultimately, I can be honest that what I'm seeing with regard to the heartache is it's very much attached to subtle energy streams that hold on to a person, hold on to a fantasy, ultimately connected to that person that is obviously in the future, but when we're in the present moment and it's not an alignment, it will create that disparity in our energy, which will again show us where we're still limiting ourselves or where we're still holding back. And I am very aware as well of like the polarities and how similar they are, that often like super, if you like shift the perspective, you can feel into like ecstasy bliss vibes when you're holding space for heartache, because it really is just the heart center in an expanded energy field. And so shifting that ability comes from meditation and being able to broaden our perspective so that we can see more of what's going on in our mind and emotional body, so that if we're not liking what's going on, we can expand it out further, hold space for the emotion. There's where I talk about emotional triggers, waves, and storms, because an emotional storm, often what happens when we expand and hold space for a density, there's more there. We can go deeper into it and see other aspects of disconnection or other aspects that aren't integrated or thought projections that aren't aligned with our higher purpose or what we're really asking for or desiring. So we can gently kind of flush that out, breathe through it. That's the simplicity and the beauty of the practice. It's really just like inside your imagination, just shining light onto the density or discomfort, emotionally speaking, in your body. And then breathing through it and letting go. And I can feel that even in my own body, expressing from this centered space and clarity, and then breathing it out helps to release the density and come back into a centered and aligned space. Projecting out all the good stuff, projecting out how beautiful and wonderful this life actually is, how miraculous it is, how infinite opportunities are always just within our imaginative grasp, and then aligning our bodies and minds and emotions with those projections is really the refinement and the subtlety of the practice. Ultimately, getting into things like gratitude and non-judgment and forgiveness is all part of the foundational work to establish a kind of consistent connection of ease, peace, and allowing our purpose to actually just shine through us and express itself through us. We're now really coming into that unified field with technology and things like that and connectivity that can allow us to expand to a point where we probably never imagined possible not very long ago in our human history. So it's very wild and exciting times. Here I just give you permission to invoke love's discipline, bringing your mind into alignment with a loving and harmonious perspective regarding all people, all situations, no matter how painful it is to just witness that. Witness the aspects of division, judgment, all that experience. Love's like purging those densities out of ourselves, and yet you can feel it healing us and enlightening us. that's the beauty, is that you do literally begin to just feel lighter, feel more radiant, feel more at peace with all that is. And complete faith and trust, y'all. Complete faith and trust. So good morning. It's 6:40 here in UK, Devon, UK. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that share was useful to you. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. Lots of love, guys. Take care.